Hello, my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind let's play of Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. My name is the Flightless Bird. This is your story-based gaming channel and our stories so far. Luke and Layton encounter Dr. Schrader at Green Hospital. The doctor reveals that he has been holding onto Layton's car in his absence. In the car, the pair finds another letter from the future Luke telling them where to meet him. Luke and Layton head out for the Gilded 7 Casino on Flatstone Street. I hope y'all having a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day today. So, first off, we have to talk with Becky, but also explore around and look for anything new. So we fixed that problem in the last part. Never seen an apparatus like this. I wonder what it's for. There's so many machines around here. It's like a factory. The door to the shop is still locked. Well, since we're shut out, we might as well explore the area. Only one way to go. Yeah, it's nothing new. I feel like we've already been all the way here. And we have to go here. I like how the map tells us where we need to go. You're looking for the Gilded 7 Casino? Yes, we're supposed to meet someone there. Well, before you go, I think you ought to know that establishment is a family hangout. We appreciate your concern, Becky, but we really do need to go there. I understand. Oh, woo, Granny's asleep again. I don't think she'd be too keen on me directing you to, a hotbed of criminal activity. Oh, we don't need to worry about safety, do we? Not that I'm scared or anything. Good. Bravery is an admirable, if not particularly helpful, character trait. Anyway, you know where Flightless Station is, right? Just head straight north to the plaza in front of the station. You'll see the casino eventually. Aha, I had a feeling it was somewhere around there. You did? What tipped you off? When we passed by the station last, one of the family schooners was posted outside the path north. I thought there was something fishy about it, but I couldn't get past him to see where it was up to. But that probably won't be a problem for you this time. These schoons move around from post to post pretty often. Good to know. Yeah, those schoons aren't the brightest bunch. Anyway, go check for yourself. I'll bet you anything. The path is open now. Uh-oh. Becky, these are our guests. I'm sure they have better things to do than let you bother around at them. No need to worry there, Margaret. Becky was just giving us directions to our next destination. Oh, is that so? As long as she's being helpful. Alright, nothing new. Yeah, that's all the same. People saying, take casinos there. It's gonna take a belt here behind. Revisit Flatstone Street. I kind of forgot where Flatstone Street was. I know I had to take the train. I'm just having trouble remembering where the train station is. That's the, arcade. That's hotel. Bird? Oh, hi. Look at that bird in the sky over there, Professor. What beautiful plumage. That's no common bird, Luke. That's a parrot. How do you suppose it got here? Let's ask him. Hey, Miss Parrot, where did you come from? Oh, I think you may have been too eager there, my boy. You scared him off. Aw, I was just trying to be friendly. Yeah, that was a weird thing. That's also what this looks like. That looks like a parrot. When we arrived at Green Hospital, I was greeted by my mentor, Dr. Schrader. He seems to have aged dramatically, which is very curious considering he seemed as fit as a film when I saw him a few days ago. What possibly could have happened? Is this really the world of the future? The letter that future Luke left in the Layton mobile told us to head for a casino called the Gilded 7, but we don't yet know its exact location. We've decided to head back to Flightless Street in order to ask some locals. Just as soon as I get over the shock of seeing the Layton mobile in such a decrepit state. Look, the fellow with standing guard here is gone. It seems Becky's guess was right on the money. Let's keep moving north. Yeah, I've been here before, but I don't think I could go further. Alright, here's a casino. Is that Flora? Wait, she'd be older Flora, though. That is Flora. Say hi to her. Say something. Say something.
Professor?
Oh, it's just beautiful, Herschel.
Oh, do you really like it?
I don't just like it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Picking out the right gift can be quite the puzzle.
What?
Lucky for me, every puzzle has an answer. Isn't that what you always say?
Yes, well.
What the heck? What is going on in this game? Time travel actually real?
I've been thinking,
Go on.
if I were to get the teaching job, then we... Well,
I'm listening, Herschel.
oh, I'll tell you later.
Come on now. Tell me more about these plans of yours.
No, it was nothing. Now let's eat before our food gets cold.
Hey, no fair changing the subject.
What are you talking about? I did nothing of the sort.
You
Jeez.
most certainly did.
She is beautiful. Professor? Professor, is something about you? You look dazed. I'm fine, Luke. My eyes seem to be playing tricks on me. Does this have something to do with the lady who just walked by? How do you not know her? It's probably nothing. She just reminded me of someone I knew a long time ago. Okay, maybe that's not. Maybe that was a flashback to the girl that he was seeing, so that's not Flora. My bad. I thought that was Flora. It's not Flora. It's his girl from 10 years ago, whatever. So he wasn't looking into a scene where he saw himself. He was thinking back, you know, as a flashback. That kind of threw me through a loop there for a second. He still should have done something and talked to her. The bush is growing out of the gaps in the pavement stones. The Gilded 7 Casino is down this street. Puzzle. First puzzle of the day. And where do you think you're doing? Just going. We're on our way to meet someone at the Gilded 7 Casino. I see. Going to the casino to meet up with someone. Yes, that's not suspicious at all. Psst, Professor, I think this guy's trying to intimidate us.
Quit with all the whispering, boy. I might hear you know.
Oops. I'm sorry?
Excellent. Since you've owned up to your witness, all is forgiven. That's a good boy.
With all due respect, sir, would you please let us pass? The hour grows late.
But of course, my good man. That is as soon as you solve your way to this puzzle of mine.
Upon reflection. All three shapes here were created by rotating and shifting the same capital letter in front of a mirror. So what letter is it? What letter is the mirror? All three shapes here were created by rotating and shifting the same capital letter in front of a mirror. All three shapes here were created by rotating and shifting the same. What does it mean by shifting? More about these puzzles. What does it mean by shifting? Like, I understand the rotate, but what does it mean by shifting? See, I don't know what it means by shifting. I understand the rotating part. But the shifting part, I don't understand at all. So if I have this shape here, and I rotate it, I mean, that doesn't look like any letter at all. Like, 2 looks like an A, but beyond that, it doesn't look like any letter at all. And the circle with the V thing, number 1. How does that even work? Because it's not a letter. I hate it when the puzzle isn't clear. And it may be clear to you all, and if so, I apologize. But I hate it when I don't understand what the puzzle is asking. What does it mean by shifting? I mean, rotating is easy to understand, but what does it mean by shifting? I don't understand what that word means. Sometimes they have this the fandom for this game sometimes has a puzzle told to you in the UK version before they tell you the answer. So I'm gonna go ahead and look up what this puzzle says in the UK version to try to see if I can understand what it's actually asking. Maybe it's more clear. Okay, so the great thing I love about this fandom website is if you load the page, you don't see anything right away. You literally have to go down and you have to click on the hints and whatnot. So, US version. All 3 shapes here were created by rotating and shifting the same capital letter. UK version. These 3 shapes were created by moving and rotating a mirror over a capital letter. By moving and rotating a letter. So the word shifting is moving. See, that helps me better understand it. But these 3 shapes were created by moving and rotating a mirror. By rotating and moving. Still not exactly. Oh. Okay, I see now. The picture. So you move the mirror over the letter and it reflects back. So really this could be just here. This one still has me weirded though because of this space here. I mean, that could be an R. This one, less likely an R. And that one looks more like a P, more like an F. I don't know what that looks like at all. I mean, so P, F, R. I mean, that's what I'm getting here. I mean, this right here probably tells me it's not a P. This one, though. I mean, that one... I mean, that one could be a B. Did I say I'm bad at visual puzzles? Yes, I am. This one's gonna make a lot of sense, though, once you figure it out. If only I understood this detachment right here, I think I could probably understand it. Can't be an I. That wouldn't work. So what I have BRF. I feel I'm gonna lose some pick rocks on this one. I'm not sure, and I don't want to brute force it yet. Remember that each shape consists of the same capital letter and its flexion. Yeah, it doesn't help me. Cover either the right half or left half of the shape and try to draw in the other part of the letter. I draw in the other part of the letter. Hold on. So, this. And then this. Oh. Okay. This. This. Then. So these two look very similar. And then this one has a curve with an edge. So if that's the if this is a curve and that's the edge, and this is a curve and that's the edge. I mean, that looks like an R. Because here, if I do that, I mean, that looks like an R to me. Well, that could be just my brain trying to put the letter R in. But that was something I said early on. It kind of looks like an R.
Let's see if I've got this right.
It's not an R.
I must have overlooked something.
It's not an R. What could it be if it's not an R? I doubt it's a B. Could be an F still, but this circle kind of throws that off. An O. A Q. Wait, could it be a Q? No, this doesn't look like a Q. W? No, it doesn't look like a W. I'm out of letters in my head. The letter seems to consist of one curved line and one straight line. Yeah, no duh. That's completely useless. Doesn't help me. So a curve and a straight. One curve. Actually, it may help me. I said R and maybe a P. That's one curve and one straight. I think I did say P at 1.2 as well. So it does fit my initial gut reaction.
Let's see if I've got this right.
I was so close.
Just as I suspected.
I was so close. I said an R because of the thing sticking out, and I deduced that, you know, there had to be a curve and a line. I couldn't figure out that. The answer is P. So 1 is here. I don't understand how that shape makes that. That doesn't make that shape. Yeah, it doesn't make that shape, game. 2. Again, this doesn't make any sense. These things don't make the shape that it drew. Like, these lines don't make these shapes. Well, there's the... Yeah, because this gap here, if you want to say this gap here is that, then what happened to this gap here and here? That doesn't make any sense. This explanation doesn't make any sense. I still think the answer is better off being R instead of P. Whatever. Bad puzzle. Well done. You've proven yourself to me, so I'll provide you with a valuable yet cryptic warning. Danger lurks about that hat of yours. You'd best watch yourself around here. Why is everyone so fixated on my hat? You know someone else with a hat like mine? If I told you, it would kill all the suspense, wouldn't it? I'll leave that little mystery for you. Got a cocoa stick, okay? I'm gonna wait on those until I have a little bit. Wow, now that's a casino. I think it's safe to say that we found the Gilded 7. I can't wait to see what it looks like up close. Something here. Yep, there it is. Professor, look here. I think I stumbled on a hidden puzzle. What is this called? Mr. 820? Okay. One name of a puzzle. One of the 5 people below has a very unique nickname, Mr. 820. Pretty weird, huh? Well, apparently everybody who sees this person and hears the nickname thinks it's just perfect. So it has to do with some with time, right? 820. Well, then who is 820? So 820 would look like that. So it's not him. Not him. Could be her with her hair. Could be her with her hair. You have like a slump. That. You have a mustache, but your mustache is angled down. I mean, her hair though is technically like this. Let's see. 820 would be like, yeah, it'd be something like this. I mean, I'm looking at her hair. Kind of looks like that. It does say Mr. 820. Did you just eliminate the females automatically? Your eyebrows are doing weird things. But this eyebrow is going down like this. That would be the opposite direction. I mean, your ears kind of look like that. Your ears also kind of look like that. Your glasses go up. It's not you. Although you do literally have 820 written on your chest here. You have 820 written here. So many different ways to look at this puzzle. I mean, you literally have 820 written in a descending order, whereas yours is 280. Yours is 52. Yours is... I have no idea what yours is. Oh. Oh. No. This is I, so this is backwards. This is backwards, and it says 28. This is backwards. I want to say 820, it says 28. Because in Roman numerals, you can't have I's before V. You'd have to have V, I. Let me clear this all, it's kind of messy. So for a B, it says I, V. And that's not possible in Roman numerals. It would have to be V, I. And then 20 like this. So the fact that it's backwards means this would be better off saying 28, not 820. If it's B, this is bad, because that's not how you read Roman numerals. This is not how you read Roman numerals. You read it backwards. If it's B, it should be 28, not 820, because that's backwards. He clearly has an 8 and a 2 and a 0 here. It clearly looks 820. This girl, I don't see any numericals with her. Oh, her eyes form an 8, and that's a 2, and that's a 0. Okay, I can see 820 here as well. Why do they all have 820 though? Like, they all have 820 on them. Can't be her. This is not. That wouldn't be it. You have an 8 here, but you have a 5 and a 2 up here. It can't be you. It could be you, but that's... I mean, it says Mr., so I'm going to go off the... I mean, I know in today's day and age that not necessarily mean that what it could mean, but I'm going to assume that this is not correct. So it's either the funky hat, which would make no sense. This literally makes no sense. This should say VIIIXX. Well, then that would be 820. I'm sorry, then, yeah, that would be 820. That would make a lot more sense. But the fact that this VIII is like this is backwards. And because it's backwards, you read this as 28, not 820. So I'm going to go with the more obvious thing here with this one. And if it's this one, then screw you, game.
Here's my answer.
Screw you,
Let
game.
me think this through again.
I'll find them pretty weird looking, but look closely and you should be able to figure it out. I swear, if it's B, I'm not gonna be happy about that.
Here's my answer.
It's not me.
I don't know what to say.
Really? Well, I did make a case how all three of these could be 820. If it's anyone down here, I don't understand why these would be 820. I mean, that could be 820 because the number is bigger and that has 20, so 820. But still, that's... Every single one of these people can be 820. I mean, the purpose of a puzzle is you can't have every single person possibly be... I can make an argument why this guy's 820. I can make an argument why this guy's 820. I can make an argument why she's 820. I can make an argument why she's 820. I can't make an argument while he's 820. I see 8 and then a 5 and a 2. And a weird A down here, which is really strange. I don't understand this pattern that they're trying to do here. And then you have what looks like a 2 here. I mean, that looks really weird. All right, these were my top 3.
Here's my answer. I guess it's back to the
I'm
drawing
gonna
board.
really look at. I'm gonna be really excited to see the answer here, the explanation, because, like I said, I can make an explanation for all of these. I'm assuming it's him because it says
Here's
Mr.
my answer. Phew,
Okay,
that's a relief.
please tell me why that guy is 820. Very good. Person E is Mr. 820. Okay, it was about a clock, not the numbers. So my first instinct was correct. But why is he 820? Huh? Wait. I'm an idiot. I am dumb. I am so dumb. I read my clock as 8:10. Remember when I did the thing like this and I went like that? That's 8:10, not 8:20. Ah, I'm so dumb. I had it right the first time. It was based on a clock. I just wrote the clock wrong. Why did my brain think 8:10 was 8:20? Goodness gracious, that is a brain fog if I've ever seen one. The pajamas, mustache, and hands on 8 o'clock, 8:20. That makes perfect sense. That really does. The other people are certainly unique, but the nickname couldn't apply to any of the clothes because they won't always be wearing the same thing. Oh, that's a good point. And women and children, of course, would never become. That's. I mean, the children. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about that one. Yeah, the woman. Okay, that makes sense. I just totally brain fogged this one. I never said I was the smartest bird in the drawer. Oh my gosh, I'm a little bit embarrassed by that one. I drew the clock wrong. That puzzle was a piece of cake. Yeah, if you're not dumb like me. Oh my gosh. And now I see where this establishment gets its name from. So obvious, Flightless. Well, it's bright. I think I'm getting a tan. I mean, that one was so obvious.
Good evening, sir. Can I see your membership card?
What membership card?
Oh, the Gilded Zone Casino is a haven for society's finest ladies and gentlemen together. We check membership cards upon entrance to ensure that no savory attempts are kept out.
This is certainly the first I've heard of this policy.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to make an exception for us. Your hat shows you be a man of impeccable character, and we just need to test your intellect. If we can solve this puzzle, I'll let you in without this card just this once.
This fellow seems awfully focused on your hat as well.
Naturally, is there any greater proof of one's gentleman nature than a fine top hat?
Alright, okay, redemption. I need some redemption here because that last one was... I mean, all the puzzles I've done today, I've just not done a good job on. I need one that I can just, like, ace. This is a photograph of two gentlemen playing a game of cards. Everybody who sees this photograph points to the same thing and says, something's like, someone has no idea what he's doing. Circle a part of the photograph these people are referring to. Everybody sees photograph points to the same thing and says something like, someone has no idea what he's doing. So it's about one of these two guys. One of the things I look at is here. I mean, that looks really weird. Because there's an ace of spades, but then there's a red dot there. How can there be a red dot there? Next to the ace of spades. Also, there's this weird thing down here. I'm not sure what's up with that weird thing. Can you please get this off my screen, please? 4. Yeah, this definitely seems like the most suspicious thing right away. I don't understand what that red dot is next to ace of spades. What is she looking at? I'm so confused by this red dot on this Ace of Spades card. Why is there a red dot there?
I've got a good feeling about this one. Well,
Okay.
if at first you don't succeed.
I may have gotten that one wrong, but I mean, you gotta admit, this doesn't make any sense. You want to have a red dot next to an Ace of Spades. That doesn't make any sense at all. That red dot should not exist next to the Ace of Spades. So there's definitely something wrong with this picture. Someone has no idea what he's doing. He like his eyes. Be whatever this thing is. No, because I'm not able to circle that. You play the 3 on top of the jack. See if there's any other detail out here. Strangely enough, you can circle this. I don't know why you can circle that. That seems kind of strange. Wish I knew what game they were playing. Again, this red dot annoys me. I don't understand why this red dot is here.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Alright, so the red dot threw me off, but I did get there. Correct, the numbers are usually printed on the top left and bottom right corners of playing cards. Generally, when the orange hat is holding his cards such a way they can't see what 3 of his cards actually are. Huh. I think I more intuited that than actually knew what was going on. Because I look at his face, I see him scrunched up. I'm like, okay, there's something wrong there. But still, I don't understand what this red dot is. This thing is... That doesn't make any sense at all. There's something wrong with that. Excellently so, sir. You're suddenly on the right to enjoy our exclusive facilities. Welcome to Gilded 7. So we're in Gilded 7. Look at these fountains and the floors. This place must have cost a fortune to build. I know you're excited, Luke, but do try to keep your voice down. Sorry, Professor, this place is just so impressive. I understand the feeling. It's also quite large. Finding your future self in here may prove quite a challenge.
So you're...
He's the future me?
It's good to finally meet you, Professor. Or rather, I suppose I should say it's nice to see you again. It's me, Luke Triton.
I mean, the resemblance is uncanny.
Hello, Luke.
I like his voice, too. Look at the way he's dressed as well. It looks so... Is the right word dapper? Is that the right word?
Hi, Professor. Oh, you're talking to him. This is going to take some getting used to.
I can't believe how small I used to be.
I'm not that small.
So tell me, why exactly did you go through such pains to bring us here?
I'll be happy to tell you in just a moment. But before that, I'd just like to verify that I'm dealing with the real Professor Layton here.
Who else would I be?
Allow me to explain. In my London, it's rare to find someone who doesn't know the name Herschel Layton. In fact, many imposters have come forth recently claiming to be him.
Are you saying you think the Professor is a fraud?
Professor, if you think back on our adventures together, you may recall a man named Don Paolo. As you know, he was a master of disguise.
Which is what I thought you might have been all along.
How do I know the man before me now isn't Don Paolo in another of his costumes?
Again, I can turn that on the head. How do I know you're not Don Paulo?
Now that's just rubbish, and you know it.
Is it now? He's tricked us before. Who's to say he couldn't do it again?
Look at that, like, grin and smirk he's got here. It's very, Very pessimistic Luke.
Very well. I'll play along. How do you propose I prove my identity?
It's a puzzle.
It's quite simple, really. Professor, I challenge you to a battle of wits.
Oh, he's doing the pointy thing. Doing the Ace Attorney thing. What the heck? What exactly do you have in mind? As a cautious man, what do I do his voice? As a cautious man, I am sure you have questions about my identity as well. So that we may prove our identities, I propose we demonstrate our respective intellects. I prepared a puzzle that can only be solved by someone as successful as a professor. Should you find the solution, I'll give you a chance to present me with a similar challenge. If I am who I say I am, I should have no trouble solving whatever you throw my way, should I? Let's get started. Before us are 4 cards arranged in a set of conditions. Here they are. First, a heart is next to a diamond. Heart next to diamond. Second, a club is not next to a spade. Club not next to a spade. Finally, a heart is directly to the right of a club. Heart directly to right of a club. Using these 3 conditions, I challenge you to find the spade amongst these 4 cards. So, 4-card Layton versus Future Luke. 4 cards set in a line. Oh, they wrote that all down for me. I didn't need to actually write that down. So, Layton versus Future Luke. Okay, heart is next to a diamond. Club is not next to a spade. Heart is immediate right to a club. So let me draw this out. We have 4 cards. Now I know a heart is to the immediate right of a club. And they're all 4 different. So they're all 4 different suits. So I know for a fact that a heart can't be in the farthest left. So this cannot be a heart. That means the heart has to be... Heart has to be in one of the other 3. And we know that a heart has to be next to a diamond. But a club is not next to a spade. Well, the club is not next to a spade. Logic puzzles. Heart is next to a diamond. I mean, technically the diamond could be in any spot, right? Heart, a club is next to a spade. Heart is next to a diamond. So heart and diamonds have to be next to each other. And heart is next to a diamond, and a heart is the immediate right of a club. And a club immediate right of the heart. Which means it's gotta be club, heart, diamond. Because the club is to the left of the heart. Heart is the immediate right of a club. So we know that the club has to be left to the heart. And we know that the heart is next to a diamond. But the diamond can't be to the left of the heart because that's a club. So we know it has to be club, heart, diamond. It's got to be those 3 in that order. And then the last clue is a club is not next to a spade. So the spade can't be to the left of the club, which means the spade has to be to the right of the diamond. So it's got to be club, heart, diamond, spade. Club, heart, diamond, spade. Yeah, spade has to be the one to the right. Yes, placing the spade there results in a correct answer. Impressive, Professor. Club, heart, diamond, spade. Perfect. Thank you. Now, if I may present you with a puzzle of my own design, nothing would make me happier. Good. I enjoy the idea behind your puzzle, so if you don't mind, I'd like to do something similar. Here are the conditions for my 4 cards. A club sits directly to the right of a heart. A diamond is the far left or far right card and has a heart next to it. Finally, a club is also the far left or far right card. Using these conditions, I challenge you to find the spade. Oh, we gotta do this one too? Ah, I wanna be future Luke! Alright, so a club sits directly to the right of a heart. So we know that it's gotta be heart to a club. Yes, a club sits directly to the right of heart. The end card on the far left or far right is diamond, and next to it is a heart. The end club on the far left or far right is a club. Well, we know that the heart sits directly to... A club sits directly to the right of a heart. So we know that the club has to be on the right side. So we know that the club has to be the far right card, and the third card has to be a heart. So the end card on the far left is a diamond, and next to it is a heart. Ooh. Oh. A club sits directly to the right of a heart. The end card on the far left or far right is a diamond, and next to it is a heart. The end card on the far left or right is a club. It doesn't make any sense. Hold on, I need to redo this. Okay, so a club sits directly to the right of a heart. So we know it's got to be a heart and then a club. The end card on the far left or far right is a club. Which means the far left has to have a club. The end card on the far left or far right is a diamond. How does that work? I mean, if this is either a... If the left is either a diamond or a club, and the right is a diamond or a club, and we know that a club sits directly to the right of a heart, but the end card on the far left or far right is a diamond, and next to it is a heart. That doesn't make any sense. Because what that means is the second and third card are both heart. But the second and third card can't be both hearts. The second and third card can't be both hearts. Alright, let me see if the UK description can do this better. Because maybe it's a translation issue. What is it called? Unwound Future loop? Let's see. Okay, UK version. A club sits directly to the right of a heart. That's the same. One of the cards on the far left or far right is diamond. Next to it is a heart. That's the same. The other card on the far left or far right is a club. That's the same. So the UK version, unfortunately, has the same wording as this version. I don't want to look up an answer. Let's go back to square one. A club sits directly to the right of a heart. The keyword here is directly. It doesn't say a club is to the right of a heart. The keyword here is directly. A club is directly right of a heart. That means this one here has to be a club, because this one here has to be a heart. And the end card on the far left or far right is a club. Again, this is a club, this is a heart. The end card on the far left or far right is a diamond, which means this has to be a diamond. And next to it is a heart, which means this has to be a heart. There is no spade. That's a diamond, that's a heart, that's a heart, that's a club. Unless this is the spade. Wait, I didn't even need to solve this one? I didn't even need to solve this one? I was pulling my hair out for this one. But that's impossible. You almost had me there, Professor, but as you know, this puzzle is solved. It's insolvable. That's what I said. That is insolvable. Is that so? Yes, I tried several solutions, but no work given the conditions you set forth. Oh, really? Tell me, did I ever state that the 4 cards on the table contain 1 card from each suit? No, but you said find the spade. There's no spade here. So you're saying that there is no spade. That's what I said. There is no spade. Okay, so I had the right answer all along. Precisely. This was a trick question, but it makes a pertinent point. In the puzzle you issued me, you failed to specify that the 4 cards included 1 from each suit. When you leave in a loophole like that, it can make the puzzle unsolvable. The same omission can also open the door to alternate solutions. You intentionally present me with a puzzle that, when examined closely, is actually incomplete. The real test you set out for me was seeing if I catch on, was it not?
It seems you're the genuine article, Professor.
Okay, so I feel good because I got that puzzle correct. There is no spade. I just didn't understand that the answer could be there is no spade.
I'm glad to see that I've finally convinced you.
And I like how they give you time to work it out on your own before, you know, the future loop does it. Because, I mean, part of this game is figuring out puzzles, and that's part of the fun. So the fact that I was able to work on the puzzle before I got the solution, I thought was cool.
To be honest, I was convinced from the beginning. But I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to pit myself against my mentor in a battle of wits.
I'm flattered, I suppose.
Out with it already. Why did you call us here?
There are too many eyes on us here. There's a supply room in the back where we can talk. Follow me. The young man called himself Luke Triton turns out to be an older Luke from the 10 years in the future. He wrote to his mentor and friend to request help. So we're actually 10 years in the future? That's like a real thing? Without all the lights and music, it looks rather sad. Indiana Jones bullwhip, it looks like. I don't think these have much use in here. No, it's so good. These lockers are locked tight. Professor Layton, Luke, welcome to the Land of the Future. Still not convinced. You met with Dr. Schrader, didn't you? What did you think after seeing him? I'm sure you noticed it told that I'm mistaken on the good doctor. Yes, that seemed to be the case. And what of Fairlander herself? You walked around enough to see how it started formed. Can you imagine a 24-hour casino in the sleepy part of town 10 years ago? Everything's changed so much. What's happened to the city? A genius appeared. An evil genius who turned the city on its ear. Oh, I know where this is going. You're gonna say it's, this guy. Don Paulo took over the city, didn't he? No, it's Layton. Don Paulo? No, I'm talking about a truly brilliant man. Someone the 3 of us know all quite well. Well, if it's not Don Paulo, then who is it? What do you think, Professor? I'm not sure. I thought you'd say that. Who is it? I gotta know. His name is Herschel Layton. The evil genius is you, Professor. Yep, call that one. What? I was afraid you'd say that. That can't possibly be right. I'm sad to say, there's no mistake here. They call him the devil in the top hat, and he rules London from the shadows. This is common knowledge to everyone in London. Scared people, the city of future London is under the control of an evil Layton who is using his family to enforce the authority. The sight of the professor, who looks the same as his future self, is enough to spark fear in the townspeople. Tell me more, Luke. More? I don't know any more than you do, Professor. No, I'm referring to the other Luke. Goodness, this is getting rather complicated, isn't it? Tell me, Luke, how did I rise to rule over all of London? Where to begin? Here, Professor, surely you remember this. Of course, there's an article about the accident happened just the other day. Aha, yes, to you two. I suppose it was just the other day. However, it's been here a full 10 years since that fateful day. Wow. It was a dark period for London. You see, the Prime Minister vanished, leaving Parliament in utter chaos. Yeah, everyone in Parliament is in a state of panic. In our time, I mean. Professor, you yourself witnessed the accident that changed London forever. The demonstration was a total failure. Yes, both the Prime Minister and that scientist. You mean Dr. Stungun? I almost said shotgun. Yes, that's right. Several people, including those two, disappeared in the blast. It seems likely the force of the explosion killed them. Did the paper say that if you were Dr. Stungun's assistants vanished in that blast as well? That's the story in the papers, but what would you say if I told you Stungun was still alive? I'd say it's impossible. Well, then you'd be wrong. Dr. Stungun escaped the blast, but he decided to go into hiding to avoid fallout from the experiment. Well, the man was responsible for the loss of our national leader. Desperate for a place to lay low, the doctor was given shelter from an unlikely person. You, Professor. Me? Why would I aid a man responsible for this pandemonium? My question exactly. In the months that followed the explosion, you slowly grew distant from me. Before long, you began fraternizing with key figures of the criminal underground. The Professor? Never! Don't be so sure. Time has a way of changing people, Luke. It was clear that something about Stungun's research captivated you, Professor. You couldn't stop talking about time travel. You seem possessed by the idea of changing the past. Changing the past? Dr. Stungun was very interested in continuing his research, but he needed financial backing to do so. So use your superior intellect to assume control of London's underworld. No way. Of course, there were those who tried to stop you, but no one was a match for your smarts. Before long, you were raking in the pounds from all sorts of dirty business. With all the funding you needed, it wasn't long before Stungun completed his work. Completed it, you say? That's right, he built the time machine in the Midland Road clock shop. Though I suppose completed is not a choice of words, as the machine is far from complete. How so? It doesn't allow users to select their destination, know where they will appear in the flow of time. It simply opens a hole of sorts in between two areas of time. I mean, a wormhole? Precisely, and by sheer chance, the machine opened a wormhole in the clock shop that spans the 10 years between our two times. This gives us the ability to move back and forth between your present and mine. So, you used the wormhole to get the message to us and bring us here. But one thing is bothering me. The wormhole was obviously very important to my future self. Surely, the Layton of this era must keep a close eye on that place. So how did you gain access to it? I'll get to that, but right now there's more pressing matters I'd like to attend to. Go on then, tell us why you called us here. Always one step ahead of me, you haven't lost your touch, Professor. I wish to enlist your help in stopping the future Herschel Layton. You want me to stop myself? Even as we speak, future Layton is racing to complete a fully operational time machine. He's been ducking back into the past to gather every bright scientist working in time travel. But why bother going back through time to find scientists? There must be plenty here. Actually, many of the experts in the field were lost when Stungun's demonstration went awry. Therefore, Layton had no choice but to travel back before the blast in order to gather talent. Things are bad already. But if Layton manages to build a working time machine, there's no telling what could happen. Someone has to stop him from completing his scheme, but the only person up to his challenge is me. That is what you were going to say, isn't it? Exactly. We have to fight fire with fire. No one else stands a chance against him. But how? I'm unfamiliar with my current surroundings, and I have no clue where to find the man. That's one obstacle we'll have to overcome together. Layton's actions are shrouded in secrecy. But his base of operations is well known. We can start our search from there. You mean this casino isn't the future professor's headquarters? No, this facility is just one of the winning ways he makes money. His actual headquarters is in the heart of Chinatown. Let's revisit the place and see if we can learn something else. Just so you know, Luke, there's still quite a bit that I find dubious about this situation. Much is still unclear, but the only way to get to the bottom of this is to meet the man claiming to be me. Somehow, I figured my brief explanation would be enough good to you, Professor. Ha ha ha. Don't forget me, I'm coming too. Of course you are. If I can't count on myself for help, who can I count on? Good point. Thinking about what you just said makes me feel kind of dizzy. Haha. Well, I hope we get used to it soon. I'm going to need your help getting to the bottom of all this. Oh yes, and there's one more interesting fact you should know about, Professor. Yes? There's no record of a scientist matching Dr. Sanga's name and description. The names are fake. Really now? Whoever he was, he made an effort to hide his real identity from the people at the demonstration. Now that you mention it, few people at the demonstration seem to know the man. What would motivate Stungun to use a false name? Just what was he planning? Another interesting question. We'll hopefully find answer along the way. It doesn't make any sense. What are you thinking, Professor? We can talk more as we go. For now, we need to head back to Flightless Street. Future Layton. Dr. Stungun. Solve strange letter. Solve the family. A grown-up Luke used a time machine to send the letter back in time 10 years ago. In the letter, this Luke requests a professor's help in rescuing future Layton from chaos. These shady characters are members of a gang called the family that's led by the future Professor Layton. The future Herschel Layton is a crime lord who terrorizes London with his gang of thugs. Known and feared by Londoners as the devil in the top hat, how could this model Englishman have turned into such a monster? Dr. Stungun is the scientist who unveiled the time machine, but no records exist by scientists of that name. He must be using an alias to hide his real identity, so who is he? I don't think this is trustworthy. Like, I'm saying right now, I think this is a trap. I played too many Uchikoshi games and stuff not to be suspicious by this. But all these things are solving seemingly way too fast. Like, we only have 5 mysteries left because 5 mysteries have been solved. I don't think this is accurate. I think that there's something else going on here, and this is a trick. It's trying to make us believe that time travel is possible, and it's unlocking these things, but there's something else at play. I'm not saying time travel isn't possible, because in this world, it surely could be possible. I just think there's something suspicious going on with all these things being solved so quickly. Alright, my friends. Well, my name is Flightless Bird. This is your story-based gaming channel. I'll continue on Let's Play Professor Layton Unwound Future. Today, I feel pretty good about the cards. I got the cards right. The Mr. 820, I should have had easily. But unfortunately, my brain just decided to bagurk. And upon reflection, I feel like that puzzle there, I feel like I did well on that puzzle, but the puzzle is also bull. Like, I could have, I figured out an R, and an R and a P are very similar. So I feel like R should have been the right answer, not P, because the way they cut up the letter P doesn't make any sense to me. The explanation did a bad job of explaining that. So overall, despite the fact that I was a complete idiot on Mr. 820, I still feel like, you know, I didn't do so bad in this episode. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back despite the fact that it wasn't my best. I love you all so very much. Thank you for everything. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day, and I'll see you next time on Professor Layton in the Unwound Future. Until then, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video and being the #1 YouTube community in all of YouTube. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear from you. And remember that you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. Always be true to yourself and never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.